Okay, so this is the Fuji GA645. It is a medium format point and shoot camera. It's a very unique camera. Not a lot of cameras exist like it on the market to my knowledge. And I've had a love-hate relationship with this camera since the moment I got it, honestly. And that kind of stems from the fact that when I got it from Japan, the LCD was broken on this camera, and I would set the ISO to a certain number and it would kind of flicker and go back and forth, and it was just frustrating. And from that moment on, I kind of had a bad taste in my mouth. But I was able to talk to the dealer, and instead of shipping this camera back to Japan for a new model, the dealer was able to refund me half of what I spent for it and allow me to keep the camera. And I thought, I basically got this camera at half price, it still works. I don't want to go through the trouble of shipping it back to Japan, so I'll just keep it. But I just never really fell in love with this camera. I never really thought that it was something that I would integrate into my workflow, just to shoot casually even. And then that all kind of changed when I had the opportunity to go to New York City a few months ago. So when I was thinking about which cameras I wanted to bring to New York City, I obviously had my Leica M6 as like the one in the front of my mind that was like, this is the one that you're gonna bring. But then like this thought came to my mind of, if I brought the Leica, I would not be present at all with the people that I was with. I would just be wanting to photograph people, like scenes on the streets. And my mind would just be overwhelmed because of all the opportunities to photograph. It's very much a bucket list thing to do, to use that camera on the streets of New York City. And it was my first time going to the city. And so I don't know what happened, but I decided to bring the Fuji GA645 instead of the Leica M6. And immediately when I got on the plane, was having regret. And I was pleasantly surprised, honestly, with what I was able to get when I brought this camera there. And I wasn't honestly expecting much. My intention was very much just to kind of sightsee, to walk through New York City as much as possible and just kind of take it all in. And if you've never been there, it's not a place where you can, experience it in one day. You need like multiple trips over the course of a lifetime, honestly, to kind of really experience New York City. And I apologize, I did not take any videos of me shooting. I just have these random clips as I was in New York City, so sorry about that. And it was honestly a great experience just kind of walking around the city. And how I kind of utilized the Fuji GA645 was just, if I saw something, I took a photo. My wife was there also with me for the first time, and I wanted to make sure that I was present with her. But that honestly was the best way to have experienced New York City for the first time as a photographer, not just kind of jumping into it face first, going for all the street photos that I possibly could get. But I found honestly so much enjoyment in just slowly taking photos with the Fuji GA645. And all these photos that you're gonna see were either shot on Portra 100 or Ektar 100. And the Ektar 100 honestly blew me away. I'm not someone that shoots Ektar 100 very much, just because it's mainly a film that you use during the day when there's a ton of light available. But the thing you get with that kind of limited capability in terms of shooting in natural light is just really deep and rich colors that you don't get in any other film stock, in my opinion. And some of my favorite photos from this trip were on the Ektar 100, like these photos of the Brooklyn Bridge, and just kind of like shooting at dusk. I was like, if these come out, they come out. If there's gonna be some handshake in it, whatever. And again, I was so pleasantly surprised with how this camera was able to capture these photos. I don't want to say all these photos that you're seeing are self-scanned. This was the very first time that I self-scanned any film before in my life. And I was using Negative Lab Pro, as well as, what is it called? Hold on one second. As well as this S-Lite film bed from Cinestill Film. They do sell it. Absolutely loved using this. It was very easy to pick up. I just kind of watched a few videos on it. I'll probably make a video on it myself, kind of explaining how I use it in my workflow. But I just loved it. I love the ability to have control over the final colors, because if you're new to shooting film, the lab that scans the film and develops it has so much control over what the final image will look like. If you send the film to 2 different labs, it's gonna look different from either one. And it saves some money as well. Not a ton, but over time it adds up. And so I definitely suggest doing it if you're someone that's more experienced with the film, to have more control over the final look of it. And so yeah, I would definitely say I had found value in bringing the Fuji GA645, and why I think I honestly have had a love-hate relationship with this camera. Now it's very much a love relationship because of these images that I got from the city that I absolutely love. They're some of my favorite photos that I've ever taken. I mean, obviously shooting in New York City doesn't hurt, but the camera did extremely well, much better than I expected. Next time I go to New York City, I will bring the Leica. And so yeah, I just want to pop in. I know it's been like 8 months since I've uploaded on YouTube. I definitely want to continue to share. I've had family stuff going on. I have a 2-year-old, all these different things in life coming up. But I very much enjoy sharing these types of videos. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.